This man never could have imagined it. One day, he would witness a scene this outrageous. There were over 100 photographers here. All of them were surrounding one girl and shooting at the same time. The camera flashes were unbelievably dense. And at the center of the crowd, stood the legendary top cosplayer, 753. Every expression she made was enough to drive the boys on site wild. And that overwhelming presence made Okumura feel a pressure he had never experienced before. But at that moment, he had no idea that the girl he liked was going through an unprecedented crisis. In the backstage preparation room, a girl named Miku sat there in a daze. Her face looked pale and exhausted. Her eyes were filled with uncertainty. Even when her friend urged her on, she had no heart to respond. Her companions had no choice but to leave first, leaving her alone to face her suitcase. All that remained in Miku's heart was despair. She no longer loved cosplay. Meanwhile, Okumura, completely unaware of all this, was still waiting outside the venue. Majino came over to meet him, dragging a suitcase behind her. She said Miku was just taking a little longer to get ready, but the worry in her eyes could not be hidden. Majino solemnly asked Okumura that if anything happened to Miku, he had to help her. Although Okumura did not know what had happened, he still nodded and agreed. Just then, the legendary top cosplayer, 753, appeared, surrounded by the crowd. Her flawless makeup, her gorgeous outfit, and her powerful confidence made her look just like a queen. In an instant, 753 drew everyone's attention. Yet the moment this queen saw Okumura in the crowd, she lost all her composure. She was so embarrassed that she could not even move forward. It turned out that she was also a fan of Okumura. She had liked Okumura for a very long time. Her assistants had long since gotten used to seeing 753 like this. After a brief fantasy, she reignited her fighting spirit. To show the best version of herself before her god, she began studying the character materials all over again. 753's understanding of the character was incredibly detailed. She even imagined every detail of the character's daily life, all for the sake of a perfect recreation. At her command, all the photographers at the corporate booth were drawn over to her. This created a massive wall of people outside the venue. Seeing a scene on the scale of a celebrity meet and greet, Okumura's companion, Ajino, was completely stunned. This was the power of a top cosplayer. One person alone had pulled in all the traffic of the entire event. Seeing his own photo plan fall apart, Okumura could not help breaking into a cold sweat, just as he had no idea what to do. A phone call sent him into a complete panic. On the other end was Lilisa, asking for help through tears. The skirt for her cosplay outfit was missing. Okumura became extremely anxious after hearing this. He rushed over immediately. Okumura saw Lilisa sitting on a bench, completely devastated. Her head was lowered, and she did not say a word. Trembling, she said the skirt had definitely been put into the suitcase. Maybe it had been mixed up with someone else's things. Okumura was terribly flustered. Just as he was about to go to the lost and found, Lilisa suddenly told him to forget it. She raised her head. Okumura saw that her face was covered in tears. Lilisa choked back sobs. She blamed everything on her own love for cosplay not being strong enough. Then Lilisa broke down and burst into tears. She felt that someone like her had no right to wear that outfit at all. Seeing Lilisa in so much pain, Okumura grew anxious too. He loudly tried to encourage her, but he had no idea how to put it into words. Instead, he somehow brought up the club report. That careless remark completely set off Lilisa's emotions. She questioned Okumura. Was she only here for the sake of the club? She had always believed that she chose cosplay to express her love for the character, but now she was shaken. She no longer understood what meaning there was in holding on. Okumura looked at Lilisa and said she was overthinking it. The atmosphere between them dropped to freezing point. Their argument escalated. Okumura's words became more and more jumbled. Just as he was about to say something hurtful, at that very moment, a hand landed on Okumura's shoulder. It was Majino. She reminded Okumura that stopping halfway through a sentence was also a skill. He should not say things he did not truly want to say. Only then did Okumura calm down. He lowered his head in shame. After Okumura left, a figure quietly walked over to Lilisa's side. It was actually their advisor, Mayuri. Facing her student, who was crying uncontrollably, Mayuri did not blame her. Instead, she began telling her about her own school days. Back then, she had been the same. She suffered because she could not find anyone who shared her interests. Because of what she loved, she could not tell anyone about her loneliness, until her home economics teacher reached out to her. That teacher affirmed her hobby, and encouraged her to do what she wanted to do. As she spoke, even Mayuri herself began to smile. It turned out that becoming a teacher had also been her way of unknowingly chasing the dream she had back then. She gently stroked Lilisa's head and told her that people cannot run away from the things they truly want to do. This sudden tenderness left Lilisa completely stunned.